So it is 12 p.m. Welcome to your Play 2 here at Peace, Love, and Yoga. My name is Brittni. I'll be guiding you through today. We are going to be working towards our Hanumanasana full split today. There is a mudra for Hanuman. It's called Mudgara, M-U-D-G-A-R-A. And so we're just going to find an easy seat on our mats. If you would like, since this is a Play 2 class, you can start in an Agni Stambhasana with one shin stacked on top of the other, your knee over the ankle bone, or you can find a half lotus, or just that easy seat. So the right leg is the dominant leg in this one, either the right leg's in front, stacked on top, or the right heel is in towards that left hip for half lotus. So totally up to you, wherever you want to start today. I might start in Agni Stambhasana, fire log pose. So this Mudgara mudra, it is the hammer of Hanuman. You're going to take your hammer, your right hand, and you're going to bring it in close to your chest. You're going to cup your left hand down at the bottom of your right elbow and draw it in even further. So you can feel this fortification, this strength here. And for our breath, our pranayama, we're going to take a 3-part breath. So the first part is going to inhale and fill up our belly, and then you're going to lift your hammer a little bit. And then on the second inhale, you'll fill up your rib cage, and your hammer will lift a little bit further. And then on the third, final inhale, filling all the way up through the sternum. And then on the exhale, you'll bring your hammer back down, and just to provide that extra little squeeze of all the air out of your body. So it's nice. Our mudras are there, just like our breath is, to kind of ground us down into our body. So here we go. We're going to take that 3-part breath. Start to inhale and fill the belly. Lift your hammer a little bit. Then the ribs, hammer lifts a little higher. And then top of the chest, hammer lifts a little higher. And as you exhale, draw your Hanuman hammer down into your chest. Squeeze all the air out of your body. And let's take that for a few more rounds. Part 1, inhale, belly fills up. Take a little pause. Part 2, fill the ribs, inhale. Take a little pause. Part 3, fill all the way up to the top of your sternum. Feel it lift towards the sky and pause. And then exhale, release it out. Start to squeeze your hammer down. Really squeeze all the air out of your body. Take that for a few more rounds. Deep inhale, fill up a little bit. Belly fills, pause. Inhale, fill the ribs up. Feel them expand and pause. Inhale, fill the sternum. Fill underneath your collarbones and pause. And then exhale, release everything out. Bring that hammer down into your chest. Good. We'll do that one more round on this side. Inhale, belly fills up. Pause. Inhale, ribs fill up. Pause. Inhale, fill the sternum, fill the collarbones, lift the hammer, pause. Exhale, really strongly bring it all back in towards the center line. Squeeze it out. Very nice. Switch out the legs. Left leg on top or in front or into that right hip crease for Ardha Padmasana, half lotus. We're going to take our hammer on the other side. Create your hammer here. Make a fist with your left hand. Thumb is on top. Cupping the left elbow with the right hand. Draw your hammer in towards your body. Just taking a few rounds of that 3-part breath. Deep inhale, fill the belly up. Pause. Inhale, fill the ribs. Pause. Inhale, fill all the way up to the top, tip. Pause. Exhale, release it all out. Really let that hammer squeeze into your abdomen. Good. 2 more, just like that. Deep inhale, belly fills up. Pause. Inhale, fill the ribs. Pause. Inhale, sternum lifts. Fill underneath the collarbones. Pause. Exhale, draw everything in. Really let it go. Nice. One more time. Inhale, belly fills up. Pause. Inhale, ribs fill up. Pause. Inhale, all the way up to the top, as much air as you can bring into your body, that prana, that life force. Pause. Exhale, let everything go. Breathe out the mouth. Squeeze in towards the center line. Draw it in. Very nice. Meet me on your back on your mat and grab your strap if you have it. If you don't, no worries. And we're going to just get a little hamstring stretching in here. So we're going to send the right leg high first. This left foot can stay grounded on your mat, or you can send it long. You can put your strap around the inner arch of your foot, the center arch of your foot. Or if you're there already, you can grab the back of the thigh, the back of the calf. We're just looking for that leg stretch here. Stay active through the bottom foot if your leg is straight, flexing through that bottom foot. And each inhale, draw your right heel up towards the ceiling a little bit further. Each exhale, draw the right leg in towards that right rib cage a little bit further. If you have access to it, grab the bottom of your foot. No worries if that's not there today yet. Might get there. You can also have a little bend in this leg if that feels better. So we're going to take 3 more rounds of breath right here. Deep inhale, lift the heel towards the ceiling. As you exhale, draw that leg in a little bit closer, bending at the elbows. 2 more, deep inhale. Exhale, draw that leg in a little bit closer. Inhale. Exhale. You're either going to have your strap around your foot and let that right leg fall out towards the side, hovering your right foot above the earth, drawing the left hip back down into your mat. Or you have the back of the calf and you're just letting it open out to the side. You can have your peace sign fingers around that big right toe, opening out like that. You can bring this left hand towards your left hip and then draw that left hip back down. Remind it to stay glued down to your mat. Taking a few rounds of breath right here. Think about that 3-part breath, filling up the belly first, then the ribs, then underneath the sternum. And letting it all come out, either out your mouth or out your nose. So you can activate your Ujjayi breath if that sounds good. Sealing the lips, constricting the back of the throat. You're just here for 1 more round of breath. Keep lengthening through the right heel, softening on the exhales. And then bring that right foot back up into center space. Now you're going to take it across your body. So you can grab your strap if it's already around it, and then let that right foot fall to the left of your mat. You can bend the left knee and grab the left foot with the right hand if that feels good. And if you don't have that strap, maybe grabbing the outside of the calf, letting the leg straighten as much as is comfortable for you, flexing through the right foot. Here for a few rounds of breath. Think about drawing that right shoulder back down into your mat, maybe gazing away from the legs. Slowing and steadying the breath here. And then come back into center space. Bring that right knee into your chest, give it a tight hug. Bring your left knee into your chest, maybe a gentle sway side to side. And we'll switch out the legs. Right leg goes long. Left leg floats up like you're standing on the ceiling above with it. You can grab your strap, loop it around your foot, or grab wherever you grabbed on the other side. Stay active through that right foot if your leg is straight. And then start drawing in each exhale that left leg in towards the left rib cage. Maybe feeling your left quad start to lay on top of your left rib cage. Reaching up through the back of the leg, through the heel on each inhale. And then finding a little bit of ease, a little bit of softening on the exhales. 2 more rounds of breath. Maybe it's accessible now to grab the bottom of that foot. And then drawing the back of the left knee forward down towards your mat. You feel that straightening in the leg. You still want a gentle little bend, but you also want to feel that sensation in the back of the knee reaching forward. And then bring that left foot out towards the side, drawing your right hip point back down towards your mat. You can have your strap around your foot, grabbing wherever you grabbed on the other side, maybe those peace sign fingers around the big toe. And then feeling that strong, easy breath fill your body. Two more rounds right here. then bring that left leg up through center space and send it across your body out to the right side of your mat. Wherever you grabbed on the other side, maybe you have your strap, maybe you're grabbing the outside of the left foot, maybe the bottom knee bends, and with the other hand, you grab the right foot. So you're making like a little Nike swoosh symbol with your body. Send your mind to your left shoulder, start to draw it back down into your mat, maybe gazing away from the legs. And gently bring that left leg back in towards the ceiling, and then back in towards your chest. Squeeze it in tight, squeeze the right knee in tight. Gentle sway side to side here. Cross at the ankles, grab the backs of your thighs, rock and roll the length of your spine 2 to 3 times, and meet me in a tabletop position. So you come up and over, plant your palms underneath your shoulder heads, your knees underneath your hips, and we'll find some cat-cow motions here. You can tuck your toes under for a plantar fascia stretch during this part. Inhale, drop your belly, lift your gaze, roll your shoulders up, back, and down your spine as your gaze lifts up. Cow pose. As you exhale, press into your mat, round the spine, bring your chin in towards your chest for cat. A scoop of the tailbone underneath, towards your face. Inhale, drop your belly, lift your gaze, roll your shoulders up, back, and down. Add on any movement that feels good here today. Maybe you're taking it back towards your heels, cresting the body forward like a wave. On the exhales, you can look back at each hip, swaying side to side, making those C shapes with your body. And just take 3 more rounds of breath here, exploring the movement. Always letting your breath guide you. Those inhales creating space, and those exhales softening and deepening. And then come back to center space. Send your left leg out long behind you, flexing the foot down so deeply that your toes are facing down towards your mat. And remember the back of the left knee again, drawing it up towards the ceiling. You'll feel a lift of the kneecap. Draw your right hand out in front of you, thumb up. Draw the belly in. Good. Get tight through the core. And then send the right hand out to the right, the left leg out to the left. So you're planting firmly through the left palm. Good. Very nice. Flexing through the left heel. And then gently set this left foot down to your mat. Bring 2 hands in front of you underneath your shoulder heads and find a couple cat-cows here. Inhale, drop your belly, lift your gaze, roll your shoulders up, back, and down. And then exhale, press the mat away, round your spine, chin in towards your chest. Inhale, belly drops, gaze lifts. Exhale, press the mat away and round. Gently stand onto that right knee here. Inhale, hands high overhead. Exhale, take a bend over that left leg, feeling this right side body opening up. Right hand reaching high overhead, really lengthening through the fingertips here, and then rotating the collarbones so they're coming open towards the ceiling. Find a little bit more depth on the exhales. Press into the outside edge of the left foot here. Very nice. Inhale, rise back up. Exhale, 2 hands to the mat. Lift that left leg up, flexing through the foot, and then send it long behind you and back down to your mat. We'll take it all on the right. Inhale the right leg high. Check in with those toes. Make sure they're pointed down towards your mat. Make sure the back of the knee is drawing up towards the ceiling. Get tight through the core here, and then send the left hand long in front of you. Thumb is up on top. Zipping up through the core here, find the breath. And then find those airplane wings. Left hand goes out to the left, right leg goes out to the right. Find more stability. Keep pressing into that right palm. And then let that right foot float down towards your mat. Bring 2 hands underneath your shoulder heads and find a couple rounds of cat-cow back here. As you inhale, drop your belly, lift your gaze. Pressing into the outside edge of that right foot. Exhale, palms press into the mat, round your spine, scoop your tailbone, chin in towards your chest. Inhale, cow back, gazing up, belly down. Exhale, press the mat away, cat pose. Make your way up onto that left knee. Oh. And then stretch over the right leg. Left arm high overhead. And then opening the collarbones towards the ceiling. Feeling that rotation of the sternum upward. Get long through those left fingertips. Feel a little press into the left knee, into your mat, so you feel that lengthening on the left side body. Deep inhale. And stay and deepen on the exhale. Inhale, come back up through center space. Plant 2 palms to the mat. Float the right foot up, flexing it deeply. Send it back behind you, and that right knee comes back down to your mat. From here, lift the shins, press into your palms just to a hover, activating the core. Maybe a cat-cow. Inhale, drop your belly, lift your gaze, keep the shins lifted. Exhale, round the spine, chin in towards your chest. Come back to center space, neutral. And then lift the hips high, first downward facing dog of class. Pedal out your feet. Find some movement that feels good in your body. You can even bring one leg high, right leg high, 3-legged dog. Bend the knee, stack the hips, opening up. Finding big, long, generous movement here. Maybe you draw circles on the ceiling with that right knee. Coming back into 3-legged dog and then letting the right foot down to your mat. Inhale the left leg high if you did so on the other side. Bending the knee, stacking the hips. Maybe drawing big circles on the ceiling. Any movement that feels good and open and big and generous. Maybe that 3-legged dog, coming back to downward facing dog. Walk your palms back to your feet and find a forward fold, Uttanasana. Maybe it's a ragdoll, hands come to opposite elbows, let the head go heavy. Find a gentle sway side to side. Release your hands to your mat. Step your right foot to the middle of your mat and then cross your left foot up and over it. So you've got your left leg crossed in front of your right. Take a deep inhale. Find a halfway lift, lengthen through the crown of your head. The pads of your fingers are drawing your head and heart forward. And then exhale, forward fold. Getting a nice IT band stretch on the right side. Walk your fingertips over to the left side of your mat. And then deepen that fold. Walk your hands back to center space, and then just switch out the feet. You're going to uncross the left foot and then cross the right leg in front of the left here. Then inhale, lift through your heart, through the crown of your head, your finger pads drawing that sternum through your shoulder heads. And then exhale, melt down as you fold. Really letting your head hang off of your spine here, your spine hang off of your hips. And then finding that IT band stretch on the left this time. Walk your fingertips over to the right side of your mat. Then gently bend into the elbows as much as is comfortable for you. And feel that sensation in the outside of the left leg. That long muscle that runs all the way from your hip down to your calf. Gently make your way back into center space. Uncross the legs here. Take a deep inhale, halfway lift. Plant your palms to your shins. Crown is reaching forward, back is flat, and you're drawing those shoulder blades down towards your tailbone. You're still active in the core here in this halfway lift. You're zipping up like you're zipping up a hoodie. And then exhale, forward fold. Walk your hands forward back to your downward facing dog here. Take a deep inhale through your nose. Let it go out your mouth. Exhale. One more just like that. Deep inhale through the nose. Exhale, let it go. Each exhale in your downward facing dog, think about drawing your heels further down towards your mat. So we'll take one more like that, lifting the hips a little bit higher on the inhale, and then drawing the heels down a little bit further on the exhale. Inhale, lift your gaze in between your palms to the top of your mat.
As you exhale, gently bend your knees and step your way all the way to the top of your mat. Big toes come to touch. Heels are slightly apart. Palms can come to shins as you inhale, halfway lift, crown reaches forward. And then exhale, melt and fold. Take a gentle bend to your knees, press into your feet and rise all the way up. Inhale, mountain pose, gazing up, reaching tall. Hands come together and then to your heart space, Samastitihi as you exhale. 3 rounds of Surya Namaskar. Let's get our blood movement. Inhale, mountain pose, reaching tall, pressing down into your feet. Exhale, Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your palms underneath your shoulder heads and step back to that plank pose, holding just for a moment here so that you can zip up through the core, press the mat away and round through the shoulders. As you inhale, bring your body weight forward. As you exhale, slowly lower through those chaturanga arms, elbows in. Press into your palms, lift through the heart. Inhale, upward facing dog, or maybe a low cobra for this first one. And then as you exhale, remember that core, use it to zip up and bring your hips high for downward facing dog. Exhale. 2 rounds of breath right here. Remember, each exhale draws those heels down further towards your mat. Think about your inner upper thighs and start rotating them towards the back of your mat. So you have a slight pigeon toe coming in, very, very subtle, very, very slight. Inhale, lift your gaze in between your palms. As you exhale, bend the knees and make your way to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift, palms to shins, crown reaching forward. Exhale, melt and fold. Waterfall over your legs. Gentle bend to the knees, press into your feet. Inhale, rise up. Mountain pose, Tadasana. Exhale, hands to your heart or to your side, Samastitihi. We'll take that for 2 more rounds. Here we go, a little bit faster this time. Inhale, mountain pose. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the palms and flow through. Maybe add yogi push-ups, handstand kick-ups, anything that calls to you today to take your practice further. Meeting back in downward facing dog. Deep inhale through the nose. Exhale, draw those heels down. Deep inhale. Heels draw down, exhale. Inhale, lift your gaze in between your palms. Exhale, hop, step, or float your way to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, melt and fold. Press into your feet and rise up. Inhale, mountain pose, gazing up, reaching tall. Exhale, hands to your heart or to your sides, Samastitihi. Last round, just with breath. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Lift the heart. Inhale. Press back. Exhale. Staying here for 3 rounds of breath. Deep inhale, 1. 2. 3. Think of the heels. Inhale, lift your gaze in between your palms. Exhale, make your way to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Stay right here. Send your left foot to the back of your mat and find Anjaneyasana, low lunge. Tenting through the fingers, framing the front foot. Inhale, lift through your heart space. Draw your sternum forward through your shoulders. And then exhale, chin down and towards your chest. Maybe you lay the top of the foot flat down onto the mat and scoot the left knee back a little bit further while drawing the inner thighs towards one another, feeling that scissoring motion so that your hips come back into alignment. If you'd like to go further, inhale your hands high overhead. Deeper bend to the front knee. Let your hands clasp behind you. Release your pointer fingers and start to draw them down towards the mat as you draw your shoulders down your spine towards your tailbone. Remember to keep that scissoring motion on your inner thighs, gazing up. And find a little bit more depth each time. Inhale, hands high. Exhale, fingertips to the mat, straighten through the front leg, half Hanumanasana. So a little cool lore here is that Anjane is Hanuman's mother. So it's nice that like in our hot flow and in a lot of classes, you'll see that Anjane always comes before Hanuman. Because it's like the mom, and then the mom has the baby. Half little Hanuman here. Inhale, lift through your heart, reach it towards your toes. Exhale, melt and fold. There's an opportunity here to find your mudra once more. You can tuck your toes underneath for more support if that feels good. Or maybe for you, your toes flat down is better. Totally up to you. But you're going to make your way up, really digging that right heel into your mat and then press into it so that there's a slight bend in the right knee. We don't want to lock this right knee out. But you're going to come up, find your balance, and then find your Hanuman mudra once more. Drawing it in towards your chest. It takes a lot of core work here. If this is easy for you, your toes are still pointing up towards the ceiling, you have a challenge. With each exhale, you're going to bring your hammer down to the inside of that right knee. Inhale, come back up. And then as you exhale, left elbow to right knee twist. Lots of core engagement here. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, slowly and mindfully. Draw your hammer down towards the mat. Keep a slight bend to that right knee. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, left elbow to right knee. Take a twist. Last time, inhale, rise up. Exhale, hammer comes down. Remember that gentle bend to the right knee. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, left elbow taps the right knee. Take a twist. Keep reaching your sternum towards your toes here. Feel that extra little hamstring sensation. Inhale, rise back up. Very nice. And then two hands to the mat, rebend into that front leg. From here, engage the back leg and find a wide leg pyramid pose. Tenting through the fingers, inhale, lifting through the heart, through the head. And then exhale, bend the elbows, forward fold on top of that front leg. You're up on the back ball mound of the left foot here, drawing the right hip crease back in space. This is always a good opportunity to have your blocks nearby if you'd like a little bit of support. And then if you have your blocks or if you feel ready for it, you can take a twist. Left palm down. Inhale the right hand high, gazing up, drawing the right hip crease back in space for that wide leg pyramid. Just a couple breaths here. Keep drawing the right shoulder up and back. Pressing into the front toes. Maybe actually lifting the front toes so that you have an extra little engagement here. This can be if both hands are down or if that right hand is up. Finding that Hanuman flex of the foot. 2 more breaths. Deep inhale. And then exhale, right hand comes back down, rebend into the front knee. Plant the palms down. Actually, tent the fingers at the top of the mat. We're going to make the transition a little bit different here. We're going to bring it through a warrior 3. So mindful transitions. You're going to take off with the back foot, find a supported warrior 3, fingertips on the mat, flexing through the back foot, finding that capital T shape with your body. Maybe find a balance challenge, bring those 2 hands to that standing leg. And then slowly, as slow as you can, float that left foot down to meet the right. Find a forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, melt and fold. Send the right foot to the back of your mat this time. Find low lunge, tenting through the fingers, framing that front foot. Inhale, lift through the heart space, draw the sternum forward. And then exhale, melt and fold, chin in towards your chest. Maybe the tops of the toes come flat to the mat.
and you scoot that right knee back just an inch. From there, find your scissoring motion, drawing the inner thighs in towards one another. Again, your blocks are here to give you support if you need it. Stay here, or inhale, rise up, 2 hands to the sky. Exhale, hands come behind your back and clasp. Find the opposite thumb on top this time, and release your pointer fingers. Steeple Mudra behind you, sealing the palms together. Draw up through your heart as you draw down through your pointer fingers towards your mat. Get deeper in that front leg. You've got 3 deep, nourishing rounds of breath right here. Keep drawing those inner thighs together. You'll get a lengthening on the right side if you do that. Draw the shoulders down your spine towards your tailbone while you lift through the heart. Inhale, 2 hands rise up. Exhale, 2 hands to the mat. Straighten through the front leg, half Hanumanasana, half split here. Deep inhale, lift through the heart. Really reach it towards your toes. And then exhale, bend the elbows and fold. Stay right here for a few rounds of breath. And then if you challenged yourself on the other side, you can tuck the toes under for more support, or maybe they stayed flat, but you're going to slowly rise up using your core engagement as you come up, and find your hammer on the other side. So left hand is up, right hand cupping the left elbow, drawing it in towards your body, finding that strength, that solidarity here. Deep inhale. That looks beautiful, Christine. Deep exhale. Squeezing the inner thighs for stability still. Pressing into that front heel. And then making sure there's a gentle little bend to that front knee. You don't want to lock it out here. If you took even more of a challenge, you'll take a deep inhale. And then exhale, bring your hammer down. You can let your fists support you on the floor if that works for you. You'll inhale, rise back up. Exhale, tap right elbow to the left knee. Find a gentle twist, still lengthening your sternum up and forward towards your toes. Inhale, rise back up. Exhale, bring the hammer down. Almost like a crunch here. Maybe the fist comes down for support, totally up to you. Or maybe you're finding that balance challenge. The leg is squeezing in towards the arms here. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, right elbow taps towards the left knee. Last time, inhale, rise up. Exhale, hammer comes down. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, right elbow taps the left knee. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, release the arms, rebend into the front knee, low lunge. And then from there, you'll straighten through the back leg, straighten through the front leg, find your wide leg pyramid. Up onto the ball mound of the back foot, drawing the left hip crease back in space this time, folding over that front leg. Your blocks are there to support you. Finding a few breaths exactly like this. Maybe those front toes lift, that Hanuman flex of the front foot. Maybe you're finding that twist that you found on the other side this time. The right hand is down underneath the right shoulder. Maybe to a block, maybe to your mat, fingertips tenting. Inhale the left fingertips high. Draw your left hip back in space. Gaze up. Think about rolling that left shoulder back. Keep reaching up through those top fingertips. Feel them engage, feel them light up. And then exhale, bring the left hand down, rebend into the front knee, frame the front foot. Tenting through the fingers. You're going to find that supported warrior 3. Take off with the back leg. Flex the back foot, lengthening through the crown, capital T shape with your body.
Maybe it's that balance challenge. One hand comes to the standing leg at a time. And then as slowly as you can, letting the right foot come down to meet the left. Find a forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, melt and fold. Deep bend to the knees. Inhale, rise all the way up, mountain pose, gazing up, reaching tall. And then exhale, hands through your heart or to your side, Samasthiti. We've got a nice little flow here. Inhale, hands high, mountain pose. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your palms and flow through Chaturanga Dandasana, or make your way back to your downward facing dog however you see fit. Adding on, taking away, listening to your body. Once you get to that downward facing dog, inhale the right leg high. Exhale, step it in between your palms. Swivel the back foot down. We're finding warrior 1 feet here. Front toes facing forward, back toes slightly out, really sealing down through the outer edge of the left foot, and then drawing the right hip crease back in space. Once you find your footing, your foundation, inhale, rise all the way up. And then sink a little bit deeper into that front leg. So since we're working towards our Hanumanasana today, we're really thinking about that lengthening on the back leg, on the inner back leg here. Think about zipping it up, all the way up so that it gets longer, gets tighter. Nice. Take a deep inhale here. Exhale, open up, find warrior 2. Adjust your stance as needed in your body. Maybe it widens, coming into that heel to inner arch alignment. Take a few moments here to really build your warrior 2. Where are your feet? Are they pressing deeply into your mat? Can you feel them try to tear the mat from top to bottom, drawing apart while staying exactly where they are? Check in with that front knee. Can you see your big toe? Is your knee lined up with those front 3 toes? Go a little bit deeper in the legs. Inhale, straighten through the front leg. And then exhale, take your warrior 2 even deeper. Nice, beautiful. Inhale, straighten through the front leg. Exhale, take your warrior 2 even deeper. Nice. Last one like that. Inhale, straighten through the front leg. Exhale, reach the arms forward, tick-tock your arms into a straight leg triangle, gazing up. From here, if you have a block, go ahead and support your right hand underneath it so that you can find the flex of the front foot, just in this slightly different position. Keep opening through the collarbones. Very nice. Let that left hand come down. You're going to find a bend to the front knee and come into a crescent lunge. Right foot forward. Inhale, hands high. And let's shorten the stance a little bit because we're going to find a one-leg Tadasana. So it's a double lunge here. Take off with the back leg and bring the left knee up to that 90-degree angle. Yes, beautiful. From here, 2 hands come to the bottom of your foot. And then you're going to extend forward as much as is comfortable for you. Heel coming forward. Gentle lift of the heart first, gentle lift of the leg, and then we'll bend the elbows and round the spine. You're just here for one more breath. It's a gentle release of that left foot. Swing it through so you can find a standing split. Left toes high, pointing through the toes, really reaching the toes towards the sky here. So we're having a Dandayamana Hanumanasana. Left toes high, standing split. And then keep thinking about drawing the left toes forward towards the top of your mat. Past where you think they can go. Deep inhale here. Maybe it's a challenge with the balance as you exhale, 2 hands coming to that standing leg. One more inhale. Exhale, left slowly floats down to meet the right. Bend the knees, come up high onto the tips of your toes. Bring your hips down into your heels, your knees into your chest, squeeze, 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 resetting the spine, resetting the hips. And then fingertips come down, hips come high, heels come down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Press into your feet, rise all the way up. Inhale, mountain pose, gazing up, reaching tall. Find a back bend here, cactus the arms, lift the heart, press into your feet, bring the gaze back. Hips and thighs press forward. Inhale, rise all the way up. And then exhale, fold all the way down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your palms and flow through, or meet me in your downward facing dog. All right, we've got that all on the left side now. Once you get back to your downward facing dog, inhale the left leg high. Exhale, step it in between your palms. Setting up for warrior one, front toes forward, back toes slightly out. Really sealing down through the back foot here. Drawing the left hip crease back in space so that you have that left knee stacking directly on top of the left ankle. Once you feel it, once you're stable, inhale, rise up, warrior one. Fingertips high. Once again, drawing the hips into alignment. Go a little bit deeper in that front leg. And think about the back leg here, zipping up through the inner line. Take a deep inhale. Exhale, open up, warrior two. Adjusting your stance as needed in your body. Finding the seal of that back foot down to your mat. Finding the engagement of that inner inseam of the right leg. Drawing your shoulders down and away from your ears. Inhale, straighten through the front leg. Exhale, go even deeper. That knee can go past the ankle this time. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, go deep. Bend. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. Really keeping the inner right thigh engaged. Inhale, straighten. And this time reach forward as far as you can. Maybe you can bring that back foot in a little bit if that feels good. And then tick-tock your arms into that straight leg triangle, gazing up. Maybe grab your block if it's around. So that once you're in your triangle, you can bring the toes up, flexing through the front foot. Drawing your collarbones open and away from one another. Drawing the right shoulder back in space. Two more rounds of breath right here. You got this. Gently release that right hand down. Bring your toes back down on the left foot if they came up. Reframe the front foot. Bring that back foot in a little bit. And find a crescent lunge. Inhale, hands high. As you exhale, you'll find a double lunge. Maybe the back foot comes in a little bit. And then take off with the back leg for that one leg Tadasana, right knee up, coming to that 90-degree angle. From here, bend down so that you can grab that arch of your foot with both hands. And then when you're ready, when you feel stable, start to extend that right foot forward. Only as much as feels good in your body today. Before you round, get straighter through that standing leg, lift a little bit through your heart space, and then start to bend the elbows, drawing your head in towards your shin. Focusing more on the balance and less on the flexibility, but that is an aspect of it. And then with control, with mindfulness, gently release that right foot, send it back, find your standing split, right leg high this time. Fingertips come to the mat. Your toes are pointing up towards the ceiling so deeply that they start to make their way to be even with the back of your head. Stacked directly on top of the back of your head. Maybe you make your way to that balance challenge, one hand coming to that standing leg at a time. Gazing down at your mat. One more breath here, inhale. Exhale, 2 hands to the mat. Right foot floats down to meet the left. Come up onto the ball mounds of your feet. Bend the knees, bring your hips down into your heels, knees into your chest, resetting the spine, resetting the hips. Give yourself a big squeeze here. Self-love, self-gratitude. Fingertips to the mat. Hips come high, heels come down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, melt and fold. Gentle bend to the knees, press into your feet, rise all the way up. Inhale, mountain pose. Cactus the arms, lift through your heart, press into your feet, find a gentle back bend. Inhale, hands high. Exhale, hands to your heart or to your side. Samasthiti. Take some water, towel off. A couple minutes just for you. All right. All right, we're doing pretty good. Once you get on your mat, let's go ahead and get into a downward facing dog. Come into that downward facing V shape. And take a couple rounds of breath here to really nod your head, to release any tension in your neck. Maybe sway side to side. And then inhale that right leg high. Exhale, give me a half pigeon place. Right knee sets outside the right wrist. Send your left leg long behind you. Now we really want to get into the front of that left hip. So we're going to stay upright for this part. So if you notice, that back leg is pretty much in a split right now. So we're just going to keep working towards that by walking our hands in towards that right shin and maybe using it to press away as a little bar lift here. If you have your blocks, you can also use those. Bring them right in front of your shoulders and then press away so that your heart lifts. Flexing deeply through the right foot will help. Also finding your mula bandha will help too, that root lock. So you're going to draw your sit bones in towards one another, your pubic bone and your tailbone in towards one another, and you'll feel a lift. If you love a challenge, clasp your hands behind you once more. Release your pointer fingers down. Remember, we were here earlier. Lift through the heart. Bring the pointer fingers down towards the mat. Seal the palms. Draw the shoulders back and down towards the tailbone. Keep making your way back. Really opening up that front left hip here. Two more rounds of breath. Deep inhales. And even deeper, longer exhales to really motivate the softness of the body. And gently release that. Bring your hands down in front of you, and then turn your body over your left shoulder to face the back leg for Janu Shirshasana. Right sole of the foot seals to the inner left thigh. Inhaling both hands high overhead, you'll align your sternum with your extended leg, and then fold forward. I've got a lot of really flexible people in class today. Emily, Naomi, Christine, if you have a block, place it at the bottom of your foot and then grab for that block for Janu Shirshasana. Give yourself a little bit more of a challenge today. If you don't have a block, grab your wrist. This one will be, you'll grab your right wrist if your left leg is forward, just like so. Can you see that? Back up. Just make sure this right foot is sealed into the inner left thigh. And then each inhale, draw your sternum towards your toes. Each exhale, bend the elbows as much as you can to bring that forehead to that extended shin. Gently rise back up. Coming into a big old transition here. I'm really excited about it. Plant your right palm down behind you. Come up onto the right knee. You may recognize this as that modified gate pose. You're going to bring your right hand and plant it a little bit further in front of your right shoulder so that you can find an easy Vashisthasana side plank pose. You can stack the feet, or that right outside of the foot can come down in front of the left foot. And then from here, if you'd like, stay here. You can stay in that modified plank, or bring the left foot in by bending the knee, 2 peace sign fingers, grab around that big toe, and then you're going to straighten as much as possible, up towards the sky. Foot reaches up. Yes, beautiful, so nice. You can bend the knee if that feels good. You're just here for a couple breaths. And then there's an insane transition I'd like you to try. You're staying strong in the shoulder, a gentle bend to that right elbow. You're going to bring this left foot towards the top of your mat, coming up onto the ball mound of the right foot. And then keep moving that heel forward. Keep squeezing your Mula Bandha. And then letting that left heel slide down into maybe a split place. If that's not there for you today, no worries at all. You're in this side plank. And then you're just going to bring that right knee down again. Maybe you swing this left leg forward to come back into that half split. Or maybe you send the right foot back for that full split. Full Hanumanasana. You can grab your blocks. This is what your towels and blankets are for. If you want to set them underneath that left hip to raise it up a little bit. Like so. And then you're just going to lift through the heart here. And then if you want it, your Mudgara Mudra is there for you. Left hammer up, right palm to the bottom of the left elbow, drawing everything in so that it stabilizes you. It fortifies you. You've got just 2 breaths here, but they're deep, long ones, nourishing, strengthening. And then your hands come down. You're going to make your way back into that half split by bending the back leg. And then you're going to make your way into your Anjaneyasana low lunge. Planting the fingertips down, planting the palms down. Inhale, left leg comes up. Exhale, bring it all back down. 2 rounds of breath here in this downward facing dog before we find that all on the left side. Inhale the left leg high. Exhale, half pigeon place. Left knee outside the left wrist. Right leg long behind you. And again, we're staying upright for this pigeon here. Maybe tenting through the fingers, pressing them out away. Maybe walking your hands in towards that left shin and using that. Or using your blocks. Find that Mula Bandha lift. The pelvic floor is lifting up. That should expand you through the front of your right hip. From here, you'll clasp your hands behind you if you did so on the other side. Opposite thumb on top, sealing the palms together, releasing the pointer fingers. And you know the drill, lifting through the heart, drawing the pointer fingers down towards your mat. Drawing the shoulders down towards the tailbone. Two more long rounds of breath right here. Release your hands to the mat. Turn your body over your right shoulder for Janu Shirshasana. Right leg long this time. Left sole of the foot sealing to your inner right thigh. Left knee coming down to the side. From here, you'll inhale both hands high. Align your sternum with your extended knee. And then exhale, reach your sternum towards your toes, lifting your ribs up and away from your hips as you fold. If you're super flexy today, grab your block or grab your left wrist this time, in front of the right sole of the foot. Deep inhale through the nose keeps your heart moving towards your toes. And then deep exhale bends the elbows, draws your shin towards your head and your head towards your shin. Gently rise back up. Finding that modified gate place, come up onto the left knee, right fingertips high. Stay here or bring that left foot in front of the right, sealing the outside edge down to your mat. You can stack the feet if that feels better for you. And then you're going to bring this right knee up, bending at the knee, grabbing for the big toes with your peace sign fingers, and then extending the right heel towards the ceiling. Bringing the gaze high, lifting the left hip up even further. And now it's time for the craziest transition in the whole wide world. Coming up onto the ball mound, staying strong in the left shoulder, and then drawing this right heel up towards the top of your mat. Staying engaged through the core as long as you can, and then sliding that right heel down and forward into your split. Grabbing your blocks, grabbing your blankets, setting yourself up for success in whatever way that means success to you. It's all relative, baby. Got your split here, lifting through the heart. And then if you want it, Mudgara Mudra, hammer of Hanuman. Right hammer up, left hand cupping the right elbow, and then bring your hammer in close to your body. Fortify everything. You can point the front toes, you can flex them. Get curious. And stay interested, stay mindful for 3 more rounds of breath. And let your hands come down. You're going to bring that left knee in to a half split place. Bend the front knee, plant through the palms. Inhale the right leg high, 3-legged dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Come down onto your knees. Swing your legs in front of you. Reach your fingertips forward and make your way all the way down onto your mat. Hug your knees into your chest. Find your happy baby pose. Grab the outsides of your feet. Gentle sway side to side here. Give me an eagle wrap of the legs, right leg on top, and then wrapping around the left. Then your knees will fall over to the right-hand side, gazing away from you. Ooh, I got a nice little pop in my back from that. Hopefully you guys did too. And then drawing that right shoulder down towards your mat, gazing away from your legs. And really slowing and softening the breath down now. Bring your legs back up into center space, switch them out, left leg on top. Find that eagle wrap on the other side. Squeeze your knees in, and then bring them over to the right side of your mat. Let them gently fall, hover, and lay all the way down. Gazing away from your legs here. Drawing that left shoulder back down into your mat. Letting the exhales really soften and melt your body down into the earth. Bring your knees back into center space, unwrap the legs, grab the bottoms of your feet, bring your eyeballs up into your knees, squeeze, 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 tight little ball. And then exhale, release, Shavasana. Arms long and away from your sides, feet are as wide as your mat or wider. It might feel nice if you have a wall next to you to take legs up the wall. And we're just here for 1 to 2 minutes. Really allow this space and this silence to seal your practice.
Start to deepen your breath, drawing in that life force around you, the energy that surrounds you, breathing in light and sunlight. And exhale, softening everything out your mouth. Wiggling fingers and toes. Stretching your arms high overhead like you just woke up, really reaching through your fingers, through your toe tips. Roll the wrists, roll the ankles one way, and then the other. Make your way onto your favorite side, fetal position, before you gently press your way up to an easy seat, Sukhasana. Hands at your heart space, eyes closed. Get a little bit taller through the crown of your head, and draw your chin in towards your chest, a gentle little bow to yourself here, for finding strength, for creating bravery from within. It all exists within us from the get-go. You just have to look for it together. Thumbs up to your third eye space. The light in me bows to and honors the light within each and every one of you. Namaste.